Feeling is the secret, turning emotion into creative power. The ultimate language is feeling. Feeling is what impresses the subconscious, the part of you that quietly runs your habits, filters your perception, and nudges your decisions. Feeling is how you tell your inner world, this is real, this is who I am now. Empty affirmations and felt reality. How to shift from anxiety to calm assurance before sleep. Simple body-based tricks to help generate the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Two detailed case studies where feeling as if it's already done preceded big life changes. A short feeling practice you can do right now for one specific desire. A 7-day feeling experiment to test this in your own life. 1. Why feeling matters more than words. Think about the difference between saying I'm fine through clenched teeth and genuinely feeling fine. The words can be identical, but the emotional charge behind them is completely different, and everyone around you can tell. Your subconscious works the same way. It isn't impressed by the syllables you say. It responds to the emotional tone beneath those words, the atmosphere you live in most of the time. You can think of your subconscious as the part of you that governs automatic reactions, how you flinch, relax, brace, or open up. The pattern recognizer that filters reality and says, this is important, this isn't. The quiet driver of your behavior, when you're not consciously micromanaging yourself, it listens less to what you say and more to how you feel. If you repeatedly say, I'm confident and successful, but your body is tight, your stomach is clenched, and you feel like an imposter, your subconscious takes the feeling as the truth and the words as noise. On the other hand, you could say nothing at all and simply settle into a deep sense of, I belong here, I can handle this, and your subconscious will take that state as the new normal. Feeling is what stamps an idea as real in your inner world. 2. Empty affirmations versus felt reality. Affirmations are not bad. They can be powerful if they are backed by feeling or at least help you move toward a new feeling. The trouble comes when affirmations are used like verbal armor on top of a very different emotional reality. Let's look at the difference. Empty affirmations look like saying, I am wealthy, while every cell in your body is screaming, no, we're broke and terrified, repeating, I am loved, while your chest feels tight with loneliness and resentment, chanting, I am healthy, while you're secretly bracing for the next symptom or bad news. You say the words, but your inner commentary is more like, this is ridiculous, I'm lying to myself. Saying this doesn't change anything. I feel even worse because it's not true. In that state, the affirmation becomes a reminder of lack. It amplifies the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Felt reality looks like softly telling yourself, I'm learning to feel supported with money, and noticing even a tiny sense of relief, whispering, it's safe for me to be loved, and feeling your body relax a little, saying, my body is moving toward balance, and feeling a hint of trust, even if you're not all the way there yet. Here, the words and the feeling aren't at war. The words gently invite a new emotional state. They don't bully you into pretending. The key is not to force yourself into ecstatic joy. The key is to choose words that feel believable enough to relax you. Point your feelings in the direction of your desire. Help your body soften rather than tense up. You are not trying to hypnotize yourself with slogans. You're learning to speak the language of feeling. 3. How feeling creates your state. You can think of a state as the emotional mental climate you're living in at any given time. It includes your usual expectations, your emotional tone, your identity level beliefs, your state influences, how you interpret events, what you notice and what you ignore, how you show up in conversations and opportunities, which choices feel natural versus terrifying. If your state is, I'm learning, I'm supported, things are unfolding in my favor, feeling is how you step into a new state and how you stay there long enough for your outer life to match it. 4. Shifting from anxiety to calm assurance before sleep. The time just before sleep is one of the most powerful windows you have to influence your subconscious. Why? Because as you drowse off, your brain moves from busy analytical patterns into slower, more receptive rhythms. Images, memories, and feelings slip more easily into deeper layers of your psyche. Here's a simple step-by-step process to shift from anxiety into calm assurance before sleep. Step 1. Acknowledge what you're feeling. Pretending you're not anxious usually makes it worse. Instead, spend a minute or two simply noticing, my heart is racing. My stomach feels tight. I'm worried about the future, money, health, and relationships. You can speak it out loud or in your mind. I'm feeling anxious right now. It makes sense. A lot has been on my mind. You're not dramatizing. You're just being honest and compassionate with yourself. Step 2, soften your breath. Your breath is one of the quickest ways to send your nervous system a new signal. Try this. Inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4. Hold very gently for a count of 2. Exhale through your mouth for a count of 6. Do this 5 to 10 times, keeping the effort gentle. The exact numbers don't matter as much as making your exhale a bit longer than your inhale. As you breathe, you can add a quiet phrase. On the inhale, breathing in calm. On the exhale, breathing out tension. Step 3, adjust your body. Notice your posture in bed. Are your shoulders hunched? Is your jaw clenched? Are you curled into a tight ball? See if you can make micro adjustments. Let your shoulders fall heavier into the mattress. Unclench your jaw. Let your tongue rest on the floor of your mouth. Loosen your hands. Let them be open or resting softly. You might imagine that the mattress is rising up to support you so that you don't have to hold yourself up at all. Step 4. Create a simple environment. Cue. Dim the lights, turn off harsh screens at least a little before bed. Play gentle instrumental music or white noise if that soothes you. These are not mandatory. They simply help your body understand we're safe, it's time to rest. Step 5. Choose one feeling sentence. Now we come to the emotional part. Ask yourself, if everything I'm worried about were gently working out, what would I feel? You don't have to know how it's working out, just imagine the feeling. Maybe one of these fits. Somehow I am held. It's safe to rest. Life is still moving on my behalf. I'm allowed to relax while things sort themselves out. I don't know the how, but I trust there is a way. Pick one line that gives you a tiny bit of relief, not a line that makes you roll your eyes. Step 6. Pair the sentence with the feeling. As you breathe slowly, softly repeat your sentence in your mind. For example, inhale, I am held, exhale. It's safe to rest. You are not trying to drown out anxiety with forceful positivity. You're inviting a different emotional flavor to rise. Allow a small sense of ease, warmth. Quiet okayness to spread through your chest, your neck, your face. If your mind wanders back to worry, don't panic. Gently return attention to the breath and the sentence. Step 7. Drift off in the new feeling. Let sleep take you while holding even a faint echo of calm assurance. Whatever tomorrow brings, I'll face it. Right now, I'm allowed to rest. Falling asleep in this state, even imperfectly, is one of the most powerful emotional practices you can build. 5. Simple body-based tricks to generate feeling. Sometimes trying to feel different purely with thoughts is difficult, especially if your nervous system is revved up. That's where body-based tricks come in. They give your emotions a physical handle. Here are a few simple ones you can use anytime. A. Posture, the shape of your feelings. Your body broadcasts signals to your brain all day long. When you slump, fold inward, and stare down, your mind reads that as defeated, small, under threat. When you stand or sit with an open chest, relaxed shoulders, and feet planted, your mind reads that as more secure, more capable. Try this experiment. Sit with your shoulders hunched forward, chin tucked down. Say, I feel powerful and capable. Notice how that feels. Now sit or stand with your shoulders back and down, chest open, chin level. Say the same words. Notice the difference. You're not doing a fake superhero pose. You're simply letting your body take on the shape of someone who is allowed to take up space. Before an important conversation, a work task, or a personal challenge, spend 30 to 60 seconds rolling your shoulders back. Imagining a string gently lifting the crown of your head, letting your chest open just enough to breathe freely. You're telling your body, it's okay, we're not under attack. We're here, we're present, and we can handle this. B. Breath, a remote control for your nervous system. We touched on breath before sleep, but you can use it throughout the day. When you're anxious, your breath gets shallow and fast. Your body thinks you're in danger. It's very hard to feel hopeful or creative. When you consciously slow your breath, especially your exhale, you send a different signal. Try box breathing or a simple rhythm. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4, or inhale for 4, exhale for 6. Do this gently for a couple of minutes. As your breath deepens and slows, emotions often follow. C. Environment, letting your space support the feeling. Your surroundings can make feeling into your creative power much easier or much harder. Ask yourself, what kind of environment makes it easier for me to feel how I want to feel? For calm assurance, that might be a reasonably tidy room, warm lighting instead of harsh overhead glare, a cup of tea, a cozy blanket, and your phone on Do Not Disturb for a little while, soft music that matches the mood you want to create. For confidence and motivation, that might be bright natural light, an inspiring playlist, standing at a counter or desk instead of sinking into the couch, wearing clothes that make you feel put together even at home. You don't have to remodel your house. Even small tweaks send powerful cues to your nervous system and emotions. 6. Case study number 1. From panic and debt to stability and opportunity. Let's bring all of this to life with a detailed example. We'll call her Sarah. Sarah was in her mid-30s, deeply stressed about money. She had credit card debt, a job she disliked, and a constant low-level panic. Her emotional state was tight chest every time she checked her account, shame when she thought about her debt, envy and resentment when she saw other people traveling or buying things. Her affirmations sounded like, I am abundant and wealthy, muttered through gritted teeth. Money flows easily to me, while her brain replied, liar. After several months of this, nothing had changed. If anything, she felt worse. One evening, totally exhausted, Sarah decided to try something different. Step 1. Honest check-in. She admitted to herself, I don't feel wealthy. I feel scared. I feel stupid about my past choices. I feel like money is this monster that's always about to jump out at me. Instead of fighting the feelings, she allowed them to be there for a few minutes. She even cried a little, letting the knot of shame loosen. Step 2. Choosing a new feeling. She asked herself, if I couldn't fix everything overnight, but I could feel differently about money, what would I want to feel? What came up surprised her. I want to feel supported. I don't need to feel like a millionaire. I just want to feel that I can breathe, that I'm not alone, that there's a path. So she chose this sentence: money is becoming a gentle, supportive part of my life. Step 3. Creating an end scene. She imagined an ordinary moment, sitting at her small kitchen table, laptop open, looking at her banking app, seeing enough in there to cover her bills plus a little buffer, feeling a wave of relief and thinking, wow, this feels so much better now. She added a short, imaginative phone call. A close friend says, I'm really proud of how you turned things around. You seem so much calmer lately. Step 4. Practicing the feeling before sleep. Every night, Sarah did the following: a few minutes of slow breathing to calm her body, relaxing her shoulders and jaw in bed, replaying her end scene, the kitchen table, the bank account, the feeling of relief, hearing her friend's voice saying, I'm proud of you. She didn't try to feel ecstatic. She just reached for that sense of, I can breathe, I'm getting there, money is softening. Some nights she fell asleep after only a loop or two. Some nights she struggled more, but she committed to giving herself this emotional experience. Step 5. Behavioral shifts from the new state. After a couple of weeks, Sarah noticed she was procrastinating less about her finances. Without forcing herself, she called her bank and negotiated a lower interest rate on one card, set up automatic minimum payments plus a tiny extra amount, started tracking her expenses without the usual self-hatred, just curiosity, applied for a few jobs she had previously dismissed as out of my league. These were practical actions, but they flowed out of a calmer state instead of pure panic. Step 6. Outer changes. Over several months, one of the out of my league jobs called her back. Not only did she get the role, but the salary was higher than she'd ever earned. She received an unexpected refund from a past overpayment. Her new employer offered benefits that reduced some of her other expenses. From the outside, it looked like a mix of luck and effort. From the inside, the engine of change was emotional. The turning point wasn't a perfect budget spreadsheet. It was the night she decided to stop reciting affirmations she didn't feel and instead committed to gently growing a true feeling of support and safety. 7. Case study number 2, from always the extra to chosen and loved. Now let's look at a relationship example. We'll call him Daniel. Daniel had a lifelong pattern of feeling like the extra person, the extra chair at the table, the friend people called only when others weren't available, the partner who cared more than he was cared for. His emotional state around love and friendship was a mix of longing, resentment, and insecurity, a constant fear of being replaced, a habit of overgiving to prove his worth. He tried affirmations like, I am loved and chosen, I am a priority, but every time he said them, memories of being left out or betrayed surfaced, and he felt worse. One day, reading about the power of feeling, he realized, I don't know what it feels like to be chosen. I keep affirming something I've never actually felt as normal. So he decided to create that feeling first, inside. Step 1, naming the desired feeling. He asked himself, if I were deeply loved and genuinely chosen, how would that feel? He imagined warmth in his chest, ease in conversations, trust that people wanted him around, not just tolerated him. He chose this sentence, I am safe to be loved, and I am wanted exactly as I am. Step 2, crafting a simple emotional scene. Instead of imagining a specific partner or fantasy relationship, he chose a simple scene, sitting on the couch, leaning against someone who loves him, watching something silly on TV, hearing the words, I'm really glad you're here, I love you, feeling his body relax into the embrace, not bracing for it to end. He also created a second scene with friends at a small gathering. One friend saying, we waited for you to start, we wanted you here. Everyone making space for him in the circle. Step 3, practicing the feeling regularly. Before sleep and sometimes during the day with eyes closed, he would take a few slow breaths, relax his shoulders, drop into the couch scene or the gathering scene, let his body feel that sense of being wanted, chosen, included. Sometimes old pain bubbled up, memories of being excluded, of exes leaving. Instead of fighting them, he would say quietly, that was then, I'm learning a new feeling now. Step 4, shifts in behavior. Slowly, his behavior shifted. He stopped saying yes to one-sided friendships that left him drained. He began to speak more honestly about what he wanted instead of acting indifferent. He allowed conversations to breathe instead of rushing to prove his value. The more he visited the feeling of I am wanted and safe to be loved, the less desperate he felt in interactions. Step 5, new experiences. Within a year, 2 friendships deepened into genuine mutual connections where he truly was a priority. 8, a mini feeling practice for one specific desire. Now, let's turn this into something you can do right now. Pick one desire, just one. It could be, I want to feel financially safe. I want to experience a supportive relationship. I want to trust my body. I want to feel confident sharing my work. Got it? Good. Step 1, name the feeling, not just the outcome. Ask, if I had this already, what would I feel in my body? Maybe relief, safety, pride, joy, peace, belonging. Pick 1 or 2 words. Step 2, find a micro scene. Now ask, what tiny, ordinary moment would prove this is real? Examples, sitting at your table paying bills calmly, getting a message that says, let me know when you get home safe. I care about you. Walking up a flight of stairs without worrying about your body. Finishing a project and thinking, I actually did it. Choose one scene and keep it short. Step 3, close your eyes and enter the scene. If you can, do this right now. Place your feet on the floor or settle comfortably. Take a slow breath in and out. Let your shoulders soften. Now, see the tiny scene as if it's happening. Imagine the sounds, the surroundings, the presence of a friend or partner if they're involved. Hear someone say something that confirms your desire is real. I'm proud of you. You did it. I'm so happy for you. Step 4, let the feeling spread. Ask yourself gently, if this were truly happening now, how would my body feel? Let your chest soften. Let your breath deepen. Feel even a small wave of relief, pride, or peace. You don't have to manufacture fireworks. You're just allowing a slightly better feeling to take root. Stay with it for 30 to 60 seconds, looping the scene if you like. Step 5. Seal it with a sentence. As you come out of the scene, choose one short sentence that matches the feeling. For example, "This is my new normal. I'm allowed to feel this way. It's safe for this to be my life." Carry that sentence with you for the rest of the day. Whisper it when you remember. Let it be a bridge back to the feeling. 9. Bringing it all together. Feeling is not something you add on at the end of your self improvement work. It is the medium you're working in the whole time. When you shift your emotional state, especially repeatedly, gently, and on purpose, you are teaching your subconscious a new story about who you are, sending your nervous system new safety signals, making different choices without as much strain, becoming the kind of person for whom your desire is natural, not shocking. Words can be helpful tools if they lead you into a new feeling, but feeling itself is the secret, the language your inner world listens to. You don't have to get this perfect. You don't have to feel amazing all day. You don't have to erase every trace of anxiety or doubt. You only have to be willing, again and again, to turn toward the feeling of the reality you want instead of endlessly rehearsing the feeling of the reality you fear. Tonight, before sleep, see if you can give yourself just 60 seconds of calm assurance. Just 60 seconds of, "I don't know exactly how, but I'm allowed to believe things are shifting for me. I'm allowed to rest in that." Let that feeling wrap around you like a blanket. Little by little, night after night, it can become the new atmosphere of your life, and your reality will start to feel more and more like the inner world you've been practicing all along. 10. When life is heavy, this is not about blame or bypassing. Before we close, it's important to address something that often comes up with teachings about feeling and manifestation. What about real problems? Trauma, systemic issues, illness, loss? Are you saying I caused everything with my feelings? No. Feelings are powerful, but they are not a moral scoreboard. They are not a legal system that punishes you for sadness or fear. You are not a failure for having hard emotions, nor are you to blame for everything painful that has ever happened to you. This work is not about ignoring injustice or pretending everything is fine, blaming yourself for past experiences, forcing yourself into fake positivity. It is about recognizing that regardless of where you're starting, you can still influence how you feel going forward, at least a little. You can grow states of safety, peace, and empowerment even in the presence of challenges. Those inner states can help you spot solutions, resources, and allies you might otherwise miss. If you carry trauma, depression, or anxiety, emotional practices like the ones in this article can complement therapy, medication, support groups, and other forms of help. They are tools, not replacements. Sometimes your first feeling practice is not joy or abundance. It's simply, "I am allowed to be kind to myself while I hurt." That too is turning emotion into creative power. 11. Feeling plus action, working together. A common question is, if feeling is the secret, does that mean I just sit on the couch and daydream? No, feeling is the inner engine. Action is often the vehicle. They work best together. When you cultivate the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you're more likely to take aligned action without paralyzing fear. You're better able to discern which opportunities fit your new state and which are just old patterns in disguise. You naturally show up in ways that invite the experiences you've been imagining. For example, feeling financially supported might lead you to finally open your bills and create a simple plan instead of hiding from them. Feeling worthy of love might lead you to stop chasing people who consistently treat you poorly and to say yes to healthier connections. 12. A gentle 7-day feeling experiment. If you want a structured way to start, try this 7-day experiment. You're not trying to fix your entire life in a week. You're just gathering evidence about how powerful feeling can be. Pick one moderate desire or theme, such as feeling supported with money, feeling more secure in relationships, feeling more at peace in my body, feeling more confident at work. Day 1. Map your current feeling. Write down how you currently feel about this area, honestly fears, frustrations, hopes. Then write one sentence about how you want to feel instead. Choose one word that captures that desired feeling. Day 2. Create your micro scene design, a 5 20-second scene that would prove your new feeling is real. Practice entering it for just 1 minute before bed. See it, hear it, feel it, Don't worry about doing it perfectly. Just show up. Day 3. Add the body. Before your micro scene, do 1 minute of slow breathing and a quick posture reset. So take one desire, one feeling, one tiny scene. Give yourself permission for a few minutes each day to feel as if it's already so, not as an escape from your life, but as a seed for the life you're growing. Your emotions are not just reactions, they are tools. And when you learn to use them, feeling stops being something that happens to you and becomes something you create with on purpose, with compassion, and with far more power than you may have realized.